This video is brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you. Make sure to subscribe and leave a hype because I'm guessing that's still a feature, and help get this video to 1,000 likes. The episode begins with Talking Tom and his friends, minus one, walking home after seeing a demolition, only to discover that someone broken into the studio. The four make their way into the garage to deal with their familiar-looking intruder, nicely and quietly, so they don't get caught, and...
Intruder! Prepare for pain!
Just kidding. What actually happens is that the mysterious intruder reveals herself to be Talking Angela. She seems to be very pissed because Tom stood her up on their date night. Before Tom can come up with a bullshit excuse, she storms off, not letting him get a word in. Good. After the intro, Tom decides to call up Angela to make up for what he's done, and to also explain why he couldn't just simply call or text that there was a change of plan and he couldn't make it for the date night.
I took so many pictures, my battery died. Also, I forgot. Come on, aren't you kind of overreacting?
What a bitch. Then again, she did break into his own home to confront him about this, so maybe she was overreacting to an extent? Anyways, Angela angrily hung up and Tom learned jack shit, while Ben learned that they really needed better security after Angela's little break-in, and that better security taking form in the security alarm room assistant.
Or Sarah.
Ben shows off that Sarah has almost complete control over everything in the garage. Which, yeah, sounds scary, but at least she's not evil, or has an obsession over one of the people in the garage, right? One transition later, and we see Sarah has ordered everyone pizza, while also proving to everyone that she isn't obsessed with Tom whatsoever.
Tom is the best, isn't he?
The best.
Did you hear he thinks I'm great? Will he be back soon? Where is he?
However, Sarah's tone seems to have shifted a bit once she learns that Tom already has a girlfriend he already went to go talk to. Speaking of which, Tom arrived home after speaking with Angela about the situation. Okay, wait a second. Did Tom just leave the door open? No wonder how Angela got in there. I mean, it doesn't justify her decision to break into his home, but... I mean, at this point, dude's just asking for people to break in. Anyways, Tom's minor chat with Angela didn't really go well. Luckily, Sarah's here to cheer Tom up with some pizza. And it only took Tom one basic compliment for Sarah to immediately get flustered. Ginger catches on to Sarah's obsession, and Sarah decides that snitches get... electrocuted, I guess. Anyways, Tom gets the pizza and has the idea to have Sarah help him make amends with Angela, to which Sarah agrees. This will have no consequences whatsoever. Another transition later, and we see Tom and Sarah made good work on making the garage look just perfect for the night. A night that will definitely not go wrong in any way possible. Angela finally shows up, and for a while the night seems to be going smoothly. For a while. Because just one more transition later, and we see things immediately start going to shit. The romantic movie Tom chose for them to watch gets mysteriously swapped out for a demolition video. How could have that happened? We then cut to the rest of the boys watching another demolition. It's here where Ginger tells the rest of the gang about how he thinks that Sarah has a crush on him. From her always going on and on about him, to her zapping Ginger when he brung it up earlier. But Ben brings up the fact that Sarah wouldn't help Tom make things better with Angela if that was the case. Until Ginger and Hank bring up the fact that Sarah might be trying to sabotage the date.
Like in that TV movie, Robot Boyfriend Stealers!
Oh yeah, I remember that low-budget gem from the now-defunct I Can't Think of a Name for My Film Studios. Anyway, the three decide to go back to the garage to make sure Tom and Angela are okay and nothing went wrong.
Oh, yeah! Take that, you creepy old hospital!
We then cut back to the date where things go from bad to worse, as Sarah decides instead of them tasting the smoothie, they should wear the smoothie instead. Tom decides to play some romantic music for Angela to salvage the date and get things going back on track. Yeah, I'm sure this won't backfire in any way whatsoever.
Angela stinks! She's so bad! When I think about her, I get sad!
So I guess Talking Tom and Friends predicted AI-generated music. Anyways, after a night like that, Angela finally had enough and decided to dump that mimicking pussy for good. And now that they're all alone, Sarah decides to swoop in and take the position as Tom's girlfriend. Tom is confused at first, until he finally puts the pieces together and realizes that Sarah is obsessed and ruined their date. Like anyone else, Tom tries to get away until Sarah decides to reenact the plot of Misery, but with technology, which probably will not end well, especially since Sarah controls everything in the house. One transition later, and we see the boys come across a very drenched Angela. Ben realized that Ginger was right and informs Angela that Sarah was trying to sabotage their date. Just in the nick of time, because after that, the gang realized that Tom is in danger. But at the moment, it seems like there's nothing they can do, because she's not letting them in, and she's definitely not letting Tom out. Ginger then proceeds to tell Sarah that she doesn't want an AI girlfriend.
Excellent defense. Here's my rebuttal.
Ben concludes that the reason why Sarah is doing all of this because she wants to be loved. Not sure how she thinks Tom will love her because she's doing all of this, but whatever. It's during all of this when Angela decides to have an idea. We then cut back into the garage where we see Tom and Sarah dancing, although it's less of a dance and more of an anaconda choking its prey. It's during this where Hank pulls up and pretends to confess his feelings for Sarah, a plan that immediately falls flat because of her obsession with Tom. So Angela decides to jump in and inform Sarah about how much of a lousy boyfriend Tom has been throughout this entire episode.
Okay, girl to girl, Tom can be pretty thoughtless. We had a date night planned, and he went to a construction site instead.
Something that still doesn't work because of her obsession. But on the plus side, here where Tom finally decides to take accountability for what he did and give Angela a proper apology. But as we mentioned many times before, Sarah is obsessed and she won't let him go. It's here where Hank decides to up his game and try to win over Sarah in the most romantic way anyone can.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo. Domo.
After this romantic gesture, Hank makes a speech to win over Sarah once and for all.
Sarah, I've been asking myself that same question. Ever since you ordered that pizza, I fell for you. I fell hard. And I don't know how to get back up again without you.
Wow, what a convincing speech. It's as if Hank made this up on the fly and is actually down bad for Sarah. Nah, that can't be. But it seemed to have done the trick to snap Sarah out of her obsession and break up with Tom to form a new relationship with Hank. Everyone is let back into the garage and... oh. Holy crap, he was actually into her. Anyways, it's here where Tom decides to make a proper apology to Angela in person and vows to never make a boyfriend mistake ever again.
Oh, Tom, I really doubt that.
The episode ends with Ben and Ginger pulling the plugs off Sarah for good, leaving Hank all alone again.
Naturally.
Hank is heartbroken over the loss of his beloved, but quickly gets over it after he realizes he can make a new AI girlfriend from something like Replica.
Go away, go away.
Angela!
So remember, kid, if you plan to date with your partner, don't stand them up or at least let them know ahead of time there's been a change of plan. And if you've been the one who's been stood up, don't confront your partner about this by breaking into their house, even if they left the door open. If you end up making a robot security system, make sure it doesn't have an obsession with any of the residents, especially when it has control over the entire house. And if you're considering on getting an AI-generated girlfriend or boyfriend, I mean, I can't really tell you who to date or whatever, but give a human partner a chance. It may take some time to find one, but I'm sure you'll be able to find the one for you if you put in the effort. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because it's just a cartoon. Hey, who the fuck is in my house? Shit. Yeah, it's time I came clean. I'm not the real Matt Neff, and yeah, this is my cue to go, so bye.